This is Outside the Round with Matt Burrill, a Raise Rowdy podcast.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Outside the Round with me, Matt Burrill. Today, a very special guest, a young lady from North Georgia. She talks country, and she's been blowing up the internet with her latest release. We got our girl, Ashley Brooks.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. Just got into town, actually. Left about 4:30 this morning.
Oh, wow. So we're getting you early.
Bushy-tailed, baby. Bushy-tailed.
That's awesome. That ride up I-75 and I-24, I've done it many a times being on the road and stuff.
It's just like autopilot at this point.
Yeah. I'm
over here sleeping because I'm going to be honest. My dad drove today.
Shout out Dad.
Yeah, shout out Daddy-O, my guitar player too. So
that's awesome. So talk about North Georgia a little bit, like places like Rome, Georgia, Dahlonega, Lafayette. Like, I've always loved North Georgia, and it is countrier than cornbread out there.
And it just depends. Like, Georgia can change so quick depending on what highway you take.
Yeah.
Where I'm at, I'm living with my goats, my pig, my chickens. You know, they really keep me busy. But honestly, if you just drive 30 minutes, you're in an award-winning trout stream, and you drive another 30 minutes, and you're in the freaking city. You know what I mean? So it's just like a melting pot right here. But the further north you go, it's definitely more countryside. You know, that's kind of where I'm at. So
yeah. So where in Georgia are you?
I'm in Ball Ground.
Ball Ground.
Yes.
That just sounds fucking hillbilly.
You want to know how they
as
got
shit.
the name?
How'd they get the name? Yeah.
They played ball on the ground. The Indians back in the day. I kid you not. It's on a wall in downtown. And I'm like, you know what? I can get with that.
That's awesome. See, I've always loved Georgia for the music scene that you guys have there. Like, there's just something in the water of guys and girls that come out of that state for like a century. Like, you can't talk about the history of country music without talking about the songwriters, the musicians. I mean, even like rock and roll, hip hop, gospel. Like, you guys have it all down there.
There's something in the water in Georgia.
Yeah,
okay.
There really is.
Come on.
There really is. And I've fallen in love with I've had great times in Statesboro, Georgia. I've had great times in Macon, Georgia, Athens.
Yeah.
Milledgeville was a little dicey when I was there, but Savannah, all the different places, Augusta. It's a beautiful place. So how long have you been coming up here to Nashville?
Well, a gentleman named Jim Catino reached out.
Oh, Big Jim. Shout out Catino. I've known Jim since, I think I met him during the pandemic.
You're like, everybody that I mention him to, they're like, oh, Jim.
Big Jim.
You know, and when he reached out, I didn't know who Jim was. You know, I'm living in Ball Ground, and this guy reaches out on Instagram, and he's like, hey, I like your songs. You know, let's meet. Come write. Anyway, it's been a couple years. I want to say about 2, and he was the first person in town that, you know, found me, stood behind me, believed in me, and now here we are at 135 million views on this song on TikTok. So it's just like, you know, he has a special place in my heart, I feel like, forever.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's done it for such a long time, and he's going to help you kind of sift through the bullshit that 100%. You can run into, that you've, I'm sure, run into because you've been putting out music for a few years now. Folks are just starting to get on the Ashley Brooks train, but you've been putting out songs for a while. So.
Yeah, around 4 years, and everything's been independent at first. You know, I worked for the hospital at home, so I was like funding my own little record label, Ashley Brooks Music, until now. And then to have the financial help and the contacts and just somebody that can say, hey, this is bullshit, and hey, this is not. That's like the key thing I feel like coming to town. So.
Yeah, what do you think it was about leaving Side of You that has put you on just like, one, like a musical rocket ship, but two, the social media thing where you're not talking about thousands, you're talking about millions. Like, what is it about that song being a moment for you that is different from everything else you've put out over the last 4 or 5 years?
And to start off, like, I wrote this song 2 years ago, like in my house, and I came to town with Jim and finished it up with Rivers Rutherford and Wesley Davis.
Oh, 2 of the best.
Literally. So we put it out, and I think everybody says it's the accent. They're like, what is she saying? That's how it started, right?
Yeah.
And then it turned into, well, I'm from Alabama, and I can hear just fine. I'm from Kentucky. I'm from Michigan. What's wrong with y'all's ears? And turning this battle. But I think it's like the cadence and the speed of the chorus. We fight, I yell, you leave, I run. You know, it's a whole bloop. And people aren't used to hearing that. It was something different. Blessing in disguise. Because, like, I feel like I found my tribe that's kind of came forward and was like, This is on repeat. This is my wedding day song. Me and my daughter jammed to it. I'm like, oh, okay, this is a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And it kind of fits in that mold of like how we're getting back to that 80s, 90s, early 2000s style of country. Like the stuff that you, I'm sure, grew up on.
100%. I'm the biggest Joe Diffie fan. Fight me, please. If you're watching this and you're a bigger fan, find me.
That's awesome. But what was it about wanting to go more that route with this song? Did you feel like, because you've kind of lived in that lane for a little bit, but I feel like this was you jumping into the deep end of, I'm gonna put out a country ass song.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like, I'm tired of like trying to just put out something that people want to hear. I'm just gonna put out what I want to hear, and if my people will find me. And you know, if you take away like the whole debate of what is she saying and listen to the words, where now that's kind of where people are at. It's kind of a toxic song, and people are like, oh shit, I lived this in junior year. Oh, I'm still in this. Oh, I'm divorced from this. So it's kind of like, you know what, I'm taking the wheel. Jim liked the song, my guys like the song, and we're like, put it out.
Yeah.
See what happens.
What's been the of like the versions where people think that they know the words but they don't?
Get me started.
What have been some of your favorites?
I thought about honestly covering this and like post on TikTok, but over and over, there's always somebody. We fart, I yell. You leave, I run, just to make up a cat. And you know what? Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
How can you not laugh at that?
Yeah, no, and that's just it. And it's like it has this moment. I think people are craving that real country sound. I hear it when you talk.
See, I don't. And I thought I was crazy when people were like, what is she saying? And then they're like, and then I listen to other people and I'm like, you know what? Okay.
Yeah, you talk like you're from freaking Ball Ground, Georgia. Like what you see is what you get, Ashley. Like
Yeah.
because people talk about how they think that Lainey has a fake accent or that Ella has a fake
That's how
accent.
it
I've known
started.
both of them forever, and that's how they talk. They talk like Louisiana and Hope Hole, Alabama, where Ella's from, and
Right,
you talk
right.
like you're from Georgia.
And you know, I'm not sitting here talking like this and claiming this is me. You know, I mean, it's just crazy. But yeah, that's how I've seen those comments too, like under their posts when they were first starting out.
Yeah.
This is fake. And it's like, just leave people alone and listen to their music. Damn.
No, go down to spend some time in the deep South, and you're gonna hear guys and girls that talk like this.
Yeah, especially like the Appalachian little area, of, Tennessee, North Georgia, just the whole little strip. It's just different. It's a different dynamic.
Yeah, it's a different way of life. So what was it like for you growing up? I have down here you did some karate back in the day?
I whooped a butt or two. No, but really, I was like 12, 13, and I'm like, I tried cheering and I kept skipping practices and stuff. I'm sorry. But my mom and dad were like, well, let's try something different. Let's do karate. Baby, I moved all the way up the line. I was winning medals, Georgia state champion. Could have went to Hawaii, but we were not about to fly on a plane. So, yeah, little karate in my day.
That's awesome. Is karate like big in Georgia?
No, not really. It was just something that I was kind of interested in at the time, and it was a little stress relief too.
What's it like getting to tour? You've done hundreds of shows where you on your musical journey, and you've gotten to open up for like the old heads, like the Confederate Railroads of the world, the Oak Ridge Boys of the world. What's it like being a young girl opening up for guys that could be your grandfathers?
It's just crazy, and it just puts it in perspective of how music has changed a lot. Meeting these people, I'm opening up for Mark Chestnut in August, and just seeing how they run their shows, how they work with the people at the venues, the kind of music they put out. It's just changed so much, but the shows, that's where you meet the people. You know what I mean? Like, social media is great, but in person, like, I'm seeing Miss Betsy Johnson that's streaming it, and it just hits different,
Miss Betsy Johnson.
Miss Betsy Johnson.
Is Betsy a real person?
No.
I was gonna say that does sound like a TikTok follower.
That was like the name of my first car.
Oh, really? What was your first car?
It was a Honda Accord. It was a
yeah.
2-door, and it got blown up. Not with a bomb or anything.
No
but
tannerite.
Yeah,
Not that Georgia.
Just like we need oil.
That's wild. That's wild. I my first car was a Toyota Corolla. Now I'm in a truck because I've moved from New York. What kind of truck are you driving?
I drive a Ford F-250 now.
Damn. Okay.
Yes.
That's a big boy.
Big mama.
Yeah.
Big mama.
What's that one named?
It doesn't really have a name, actually. I feel like I never slow down to name anything anymore.
No.
I had a big white one before that, and then it was a little too lifted. And I'm like, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Not traveling back and forth. So we rattling and bumping down the highway.
Yeah, I bet.
So
I bet. Have you gotten to travel much with like doing shows and stuff, or has it been primarily regional in the Southeast?
Well, I mean, it's pretty much in the South, Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, Georgia, of course. But we've taken a couple things up to Chicago.
Okay.
We found some fans up there that
Chicago's one of the biggest country markets out there. People sleep on Chicago because they've always done a good job of embracing what's coming out of the Deep South, what's coming out of Nashville, and then what's coming out of Texas. It's been like the meeting point of like, they were the guys having turnpike troubadours for the first time outside of Texas and Oklahoma. They were the early ones on like the Casey Donahues, the Wade Bowens, like the folks in the Midwest, while also having the top of the top coming out of Nashville, Georgia, Alabama.
And I found that out when I went, and I'm like, y'all are adorable. Like, seriously, the sweetest people. You know, when you're from the South, you don't know, the whole North and South dynamic. Chicago, sweetie pies.
Yeah. What time of the year were you up there? Have you done a winter up there, and have you done a summer?
No, I haven't yet. It was a summer.
The summer's the best time to go.
Okay.
Summer's beautiful.
So we're good.
On that lake, summer's the best. You go up there in January, February, you're digging your van and trailer out.
What is that big tower that's in Chicago? It's the tallest
The Sears Tower?
Yes, went to the top of that.
Oh, that had to be the highest up you've ever been in a building, because under the mountains, you've got some high elevation.
Yes, one of our friends, he works there.
Oh, nice.
And that's who booked us and got us at Tinley Park. And he's like, hold on, let me scan my thing and come with me. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Anyway, shout out to Michael Edgar and Michelle, his wife.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've always liked Chicago. They got some great clubs up there too, where you can play, like Joe's on Weed Street, Carol's Pub. Like it's a great market. And when you look at like your streaming numbers, I feel like every artist that I've talked to, Chicago's in their top 5 or their top 10. Like it's randomly just in there, which is cool.
It is in mine. And then Texas has been another big one for me that I've seen, during this whole dynamic of this viral thing. Texas, Chicago. I have to look and see what else, but I know Texas I saw, and I was like, okay, and we're going there in October.
Oh, awesome. Where in Texas, do you know?
Calvert, and I can't remember the name of the other one, but it's Silver Saloon.
Oh,
is that Terrell?
Yeah.
They were going there.
I know the guys that run that very, very well.
They've been so great.
The Garcia family out of Salmo, they're good. They're good folks out there.
So it's a good venue.
That's a fun venue. It's got a lot of character to it. You'll see when you're out there.
Okay, well, I'm excited.
People of East Texas love their country music. They love their Tejano, which is like the Mexican style country music, and then they love their rock and roll too. So
have you heard of Sammy Garcia? Is it I can't remember his name. Anyway, side note, we'll come back to that.
No, I haven't.
Well,
who's Sammy Garcia?
He's a singer that I found through all this stuff. Anyway, I've been kind of dabbling into all sorts of stuff when I've been finding people. So.
Yeah, Terrell Saloon's a lot of fun.
I'm
excited. You're gonna have a good time out there.
Never been out west, so
yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
And Texas it's just like it's its own world, and I feel like it's grown a lot to where it's accepting an outsiders. Like back in the day, I was working for the Muscadine Bloodline guys, and we were selling merch. And I was selling merchandise. I was selling their merch on the road, and I would have people come up to me in Texas and be like, "Y'all ain't from Texas. What are you doing out here?" And this was like BC, before COVID, like 2018, 2019.
I love that.
I always call it BC, before COVID. And now it's like, Texas is like, bring everything here.
I love
so
that.
now's a great time for you to be going out there.
Well, good, because I can't wait. I've seen it on the Spotify thing, and we're going out in October, and I'm glad, because I've also heard of that dynamic too. Texas country is different country, and I still agree with that. But I'm glad they're being more welcoming to new country.
Just like we're being more welcoming out here. There was times where the Wade Bowens, the Randy Rogers, the Casey Donahues, the Crust Canadian Ragweeds didn't come out here. You know, it was like, it was different like 15, 20 years ago. But now it's like you play good music. It doesn't have to be country. You just play good music. We'll take it anywhere.
100%.
Which is cool.
I went and saw 49 Winchester.
Oh, one of the best shows out there.
Dude, the Caverns.
And the Caverns are fucking iconic. Yeah.
Almost died of a tornado that night. night in Tracy City, because you know this weather's been crazy this year.
Oh,
but
yeah.
49 Winchester, that's one of the bands where it's like it may not be swinging country, but holy crap.
Yeah. It's like a Southern rock revival, and they came up in Appalachia like you did, just a northern part of Appalachia up in the hills of Virginia versus the hills of Georgia. They do such a good job.
They're badass.
They can make so much noise, and it just the fact that there's that many guys on stage, they're all bearded dudes, and the fact that they're able to make that much noise and just be so tight as a band,
it's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
It was great. Anyway, I had to share that random thought.
No, you're good. And the caverns are cool too.
Lit. Honestly, I wish that I could play there one day, and then maybe the Red Rocks one day. You know, everybody's got their bucket list of something they want.
Yeah. What else? Have you crossed anything off the bucket list so far?
Just opening up for like bigger acts was just really my main goal starting out. Now that we're here, I'd say that's probably my next. For now, stay tuned. I need to ponder on that for 2025.
What were your first thoughts when you started coming up here to Nashville? And like, when did music become, this is what I want to do? I'm not fighting people in karate anymore. And you've had the healthcare gig, which God bless you for doing that. Without the men and women that work in our healthcare system, the world would be a very different place. Like if it weren't for nurses, doctors, physicians assistants, like all that, like it's a huge deal and a huge part of society. You know, like without 100%. It, people die. Like it's the fact.
We wouldn't be able to get on stage and do what we do because when we get whatever, guess who you're going to see?
Yeah.
Shout out to Piedmont Hospital because that's where I worked back in Georgia.
Okay, shout out Piedmont. Yeah.
My team is the best. But I mean, there was a turning point probably in my early 20s. Just a little story, you know, I was hooking up like EKGs for patients and I would be singing and, you know, doing stuff like that. And they're like, baby girl, you need to go to American Idol. And I'm like, they've told me no twice. So I don't know what you're talking about. You need to go to The Voice. You need to go do this. And then finally I just was like, you know what? We're not getting any younger. Let's sit down and see, you know, what we can do. My dad's been in bands my whole life growing up. So, you know, as a kid, I'm watching him play live. So I came up to him and I was like, hey, you want to start a band with me? He's like, have you written any songs? I'm like, well, he's like, I don't want to be in another cover band, Ashley. Go write something and come back. And I wrote this song called Getting Old, and it's out. It was my first song. And he cried like a little baby. He said, is this about me? I was like, mm-hmm. So here we are today, and he drove me up here today, too. So it's just special. But that's probably the turning point. Early 20s, me and Dad got together. Rest is history.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how old are you now?
29.
You're 29.
Don't remind me.
Oh, you're younger than I am. I'm 30. 29's fun. 30's been fun.
I will say. Like 30 is a good time.
I'm about 7 months into it right now, and 30's pretty damn good.
Okay. So I'll take your word for it. I've been dreading it because you know it's a whole new number.
Yeah, it's a whole new number in the front. You go from a 2 to a 3, but it's been good. You know, I don't think you have anything to worry about with that.
Yeah, my dad said, bitch, I just turned 60. He said, shush.
And what I always tell people too, like especially my friends that are in their like early 30s, late 20s, and they're like giving themselves a hard time because they're like, it hasn't worked the way that I want it to yet. I tell people, Brooks and Dunn met when they were 34.
Oh,
Luke Bryan didn't start touring like that. His big record back in the day, like the Dirt Road Diaries stuff, like all of that didn't come out until he was in his mid-30s. I didn't even know that. Stapleton was in town for almost 2 decades before he had his big moment, and Luke Bryan brought him on stage at that awards show to sing Drink a Beer with him. Like,
wow.
You think the road for everybody is so different, but in the highway, it's like it's easier. It's weird. Like it's like it's easier to get your music out than it's ever been before.
Literally, but there's so many people.
But the highway, it's driving through Atlanta at rush hour, and it's congested. It's driving out of Nashville on I-40 or I-65 at 4:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday.
Literally.
Like it's very congested, but at least everybody's got a car now, and everybody can get on the highway.
Yeah.
Just how good are we weaving in and out of that traffic?
Are all the jobs hiring? You know what I mean? And I told my dad when we started, I'm like, and my mom, she's been like my biggest cheerleader doing the merch, you know, whatever. But I told him, I said, you realize being on TikTok, you see everybody. You realize how many people are good and they're singing, like so many. It's a shot in the dark, you know, if we're going to ever, get over 500,000 streams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but we did it.
Yeah, no, you did, and you're continuing to do it. And at the same time, you have to kind of I equate it to horse racing, and I mean it in the best way possible. You need a team around you. So for you, like your dad, Big Jim, your great publicist Cam over there is one of the best.
She's the best.
Yeah, she's fucking awesome.
She is.
But you have to have a team around you because you're the CEO of your business. You're the one really, truly running this race.
Right.
And you think about like the horse jockey that's on the horses wear blinders. Mm-hmm. They're not looking at what the other horses are doing.
That is such a great
They're
Have you
just
said this before
going.
to someone else?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
So it's like you
good.
gotta keep that vision on because you can't be looking at what this girl or this guy's doing. You have to just do the best that you can, you know?
There's so many amazing artists out there, and it's hard, I met Ella Langley at Eddie's Attic. I think.
Nice. That was back in the day. That was a couple years ago, yeah.
And I told my boyfriend at the time, I was like, Connor, I was like, she is going to blow up. I'm telling you. Like, her songs are so good. And I have a picture with her, and I look back, and I'm like, told you.
Yeah.
And, can't compare. Just keep rolling, keep writing music that's meaningful and that you believe in. So when you sing it, people can feel it.
Yeah, and you think about, the number of, and it equates to like the tickets because like you sell 100 tickets. That's a decent number of tickets.
Yeah,
like
100 people.
It's hard to list 100 people that you or I know. I bet you if we sat down and took the time to do it, we could probably get there.
Yeah.
But like the numbers at the same time, it's just no matter how big or small they are, the fact that an individual is taking the time to listen to your music and appreciate it and watch your videos, and they become invested in your life because the social media thing's a whole different part of like a whole different muscle for an artist and a creator. What's it been like for that to be one of your bigger muscles aside from your voice and your songwriting and your musical stuff, the social media, really being vulnerable, letting people into your life?
At first it's scary. I'm not going to lie, but now people are like, hey, what's Hamilton doing? I'm like, y'all know my pig. But that's cool. That's full circle. And, it really gave people a chance to see, all right, no shame to anybody living in California, but, she's not in just a one-bedroom apartment in California singing about whatever, pretending to be whoever. I'm out here showing y'all how to feed my pig and my goats and blah, 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 blah. And it's just a great way for people to know the artist. Yeah. You can listen to the song on Spotify, but especially with TikTok, the lifestyle stuff, day in the life, you get to know who are these people, and then you get really invested. You're like, she's got this going on and that. You remember and you retain and you want to grow with them. I'm like that to people I've seen too. So,
yeah. How hard was it for you to let people in to your small town life, being in the medical fields? Like,
at first, it took a little training. I'm an extroverted person.
Yeah,
but
which I love, by the way. I could tell that the moment I met you.
Thank
today.
you.
Like, yeah.
But when it comes to home, that's my safe spot. So, you're giving people, anytime you put yourself on social media, it's judge me. It's an open book. Judge me. Oh, her makeup. Oh, her hair. Oh, her this. So, people are kind of assholes. They are. But the same amount of people are great too. So I don't know, just seeing the positive impact, it helped over time to open up more and more. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all how I cook these green beans. I'm gonna show y'all how I do this, and seeing more positive reactions and people being like asking questions and remembering. I'm like, hey, this ain't so bad.
Yeah. So you have Hamilton the pig. What other critters do you got running around the farm?
What do we not? The possums. I'm just kidding. We have like 9 chickens. I can name them all, but just know the rooster's name is Nugget.
Nugget.
He has survived a hawk attack.
I was gonna say he seems like a crown jewel of the Brooks farm.
And you know what? He is with his fluffy feet, and he's the smallest member of the farm.
Fluffy feet.
Yeah, he's a Bantam rooster.
Wow.
So anyway, one day, quick story.
Yeah.
I was sitting inside talking to a patient, and I heard a thump on the side of my house, and I ran out there because I knew my chickens were out, and there was a hawk on top of my Nugget, and I ran up. Oh, it was a sight to be seen, but he's good. He's still living today, taking care of his ladies. We have goats. We have the main guy, Willie. He's the other staple of the farm. So it's Hamilton, Willie, and Nugget. The rest of them are kind of just, we're vibing, but those are my babies.
Yeah, did you grow up farming and grow up with animals, or was it something you got into as you became an adult and you're like, I want to have animals at my house?
I know, I always was that kid. So growing up, I have an uncle, and my dad was like 20 years younger than his brothers and sisters. So he's my uncle, but right now he's in his 80s, right?
Oh, wow.
And he always had something with an animal going on. So he had horses, and I was always over there living that life with him on his little farm. And then I'd come home, back to Cherokee County, where it really wasn't so much that way. But I lived both growing up.
Yeah.
And I was always at Uncle Jerry's house.
That explains your love for the more traditional, like old school music. If the men and women that you got to be around growing up are listening to that older stuff just because of that age difference, makes sense that it rubbed off on you.
I remember going down the road and us listening to the music and him being like, hey, who's this singing? And we'd play the game of guessing. Oh, that's George Strait. Oh, that's this. And my dad, he's all 80s rock. So we do a little AC/DC in the set.
Nice.
La, 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 la. So we're like a melting pot. But traditional country, for me, that's where my heart is, because it makes you feel shit.
Yeah.
Hard. Divorces, loving, cheating, whatever, you're feeling it.
Yeah.
No shame on today's country, because I'd be getting down too.
Yeah, and I think there is a lot of sad stuff out there,
I mean, I'm new country, so no shame, but yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you hear songs today, it's just kind of
I feel like post-pandemic, we've gotten a lot sadder.
Yeah, we're depressed.
Like, I think so. I mean, like, I got my buddies, funny enough, I got a Caverns poster behind you.
Oh, yeah.
Old 60 of my buddy Spox and Beat and Rob Langdon. Their big song, Smoking a Light, at the end of it, the hook is, "Am wishing I was dead." They're 22, 24-year-old kids from Kentucky.
Wow.
Like, it's like
That's
people,
deep.
it's like it's like this generation is just singing about heavier stuff. And I feel like your music is tying into that because you're singing about real shit.
I love
10
it,
years
though.
ago, yeah, exactly. I love it too. And I think that's part of the reason the country, we're having our Sunset Strip moment right now.
Yes,
Like,
people are like coming to country.
yeah, back in the day, it was like you had Garth, you had George, and you had like AJ selling out stadiums, like the big stadiums. And now it's like stadium and big arenas are very attainable for mainstream country artists and even people off to the alt side, like the Zach Bryans and those guys of the world.
For sure. I feel like we're opening up ourselves now more so than ever. Like before, it was just kind of trying to stay positive. After the traditional country era, we want to sing about this.
Yeah.
Now we're like, no, we're going to sing about this again. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and sonically, I feel like it's going back there too. With you hear a lot more fiddle, you hear a lot more dobro, you hear a lot more pedal steel, you hear that more melodic style, which is like what you have in Leaving Side of You.
Love it. And I told my band, I said, whenever we can afford to get a fiddle player and a steel player, it's happening.
Yeah.
But as of right now, we cannot afford it yet.
Yeah.
But just stay tuned.
It's all steps. It's building your band is essentially building your business.
Yeah. It's been a whole building block of Jengas, baby.
Good game of Jenga. We
We
love
might
that.
have fallen down a time or two, but we built it back up.
Yeah, but that's how this works, and that
Exactly.
makes you appreciate it more. You play at a barbecue joint in North Georgia, then the
Chili
moment
cook-off, baby.
Yeah, you play any of those small hometown regional gigs, and then you fast forward, you're getting to go to a place you've never been in a club where so many legends have played, like the Silver Saloon.
So special.
Like it makes someone like you appreciates it more than someone who hasn't been putting in the time
Thanks
and
for
the gigs
recognizing
and all
that,
that.
yeah.
No, it's the truth. Like
driving 4 hours in the middle of the night home, because I'm the DD, by the way,
Oh,
in
wow.
my band. I don't drink. I haven't drank in probably 5 years.
congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. I just hit 9 years, so
That's awesome.
I'm right there too.
So, and I wasn't like an alcoholic, but we went too hard and we lost responsibilities.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story short, I'm taking care of the guys. They're drinking and having a good time at the show and doing what they should be doing, and then I'm writing the music, coming up to Nashville, recording it, driving us home from the gig. It's a lot, but I will say, they do a lot too as far as the load in, because you won't find me during load in. I'm that person. I'll get an XLR over here. But anyway, yeah, it's a lot of work, and you appreciate it when you start to get to a little bit of a higher level and you're starting to have somebody kind of run that sound for you and do things. You're like, you know what? We've came from it. We put in our time.
Yeah, what's been the toughest gig? Like thinking back to your years of doing this now, like it could, no matter how small or big it was. What's a night where you're like, man, that one sticks out?
Honestly, the hot ones. And I can even put it into perspective of last weekend. And just any summer outdoor gig, my musicians and singers can probably relate. It's hot. We just played a rodeo in Tennessee. And it was about, I don't know, what's the heat index today? Over 100?
Yeah.
And, I got the guys dressed up in their cute little shirts, and we're loading in. My dad looked at me. He said, please, no more summer shows. Love the rodeo. It was gorgeous. I said, what about Mark Chestnut? Okay, well, that's fine. But anyway,
and
just
if
the
that's
heat.
indoors, then it's a different thing.
It's outdoors.
Oh, it's an outdoor one too?
Yeah, it's a park festival. But we're so excited, and they're happy they did it now. But in the moment, when their heart rate's 112 and they're loading in, sweat dripping off their nose, they're like, I could kill you.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're getting paid. But anyways, the heat gigs.
Yeah, the fall shows with the fall coming, those are going to be fun.
And
Do you go back and play a lot of the college towns that are in like SEC country and stuff like that?
Not really. I mean, I really don't. I've never really played any of the college towns for whatever reason. That just hasn't been my market, and maybe it should be. But the bars that I've started at, like some in Gadsden, Alabama.
Oh, Gadsden! I've been through there.
I love
I've been on. That's 59, right?
Yeah,
That's the highway that gets you out there.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm bad with directions, but like I still go back over there. Like all the places that I started out that gave me a chance when I first started, we still go back and play all the time. So.
That's awesome.
It's a little reunion.
That's awesome. Are you a big sports person?
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Now y'all gonna roast me.
No, we're not gonna roast you. Georgia fans, you guys dealt with the Georgia choke for so long. Like it had been a long time since the '95 Braves, and thankfully you guys have added a few trophies to the shelf.
Yeah, I feel like we broke a curse.
You did,
for
sure.
But I will say this, and this is really gonna trigger somebody, but if Tennessee is playing Alabama, I'm a Tennessee fan that day.
Is that just so? Where you grew up, are you closer to Alabama or South Carolina or Tennessee?
I'm closer to like Tennessee.
Closer to Tennessee?
Yeah, like closer to Chattanooga.
Because I didn't realize like the border war of Georgia and Alabama. Like when you're in like that Rome, Georgia area, like
Yeah.
you're right there. So
you wear the wrong jersey, you're gonna have a bad day.
yeah, there's as many Alabama fans as there are Georgia fans, like right on that border. I didn't know that until I went down there, but like,
yeah,
because I'd always assumed it was really Georgia. I mean, you guys, you butt heads with anybody in the SEC, like the traditional SEC. But like, I always thought it was like the SEC East teams, like the Carolinas, the Tennessees, the Floridas, like the Kentuckys, people like that.
No,
but the rivalry with Alabama is huge.
Yeah, that is the thing. And my boyfriend's brother's wife, so my future sister-in-law, let's get the family tree down.
Yeah.
She's a big Alabama fan, and so is her family, so we give them a lot of hell. We watch games together. It's great. At the end of the day,
fun. Yeah,
memories.
Saturdays in the fall. I didn't realize that until I moved down here.
Yeah, don't book a gig if there's a game on.
Or you play that college market if Alabama has a day game and you get an opportunity to play in Tuscaloosa. If you get an opportunity to play at the 40 watt after a noon game.
Oh, I bet that's
wild. I've done them.
Insane.
They're freaking crazy. I've been down there on gigs after game days in all the different SEC markets, and it's like, but the best one to have is the Friday night before.
Oh yeah.
Because that's when you get everybody traveling in, and the students are pumped. The visiting fans are there. Like we did one in Baton Rouge on a Friday, and they were playing against Auburn, and there were so many Alabama people there, like Auburn fans. So it was like Auburn fans, LSU fans, and the place was freaking nuts.
I bet there's a lot of fights too.
Yeah, I would see that. I didn't see that as much on the Muscadine gig. I saw that a lot on the Trey Lewis gig. I was with Trey during the Dick Down in Dallas era for about 3.5 years.
Love it. I sang that at karaoke back in my day. My
Oh,
mom
hell
looked
yeah.
at me and she said, "Don't you ever do that again."
Yeah, it's funny you were talking about Ella earlier. It's like
weren't they roommates?
Yeah, they were for a long time. Ella was our opener. She was the lone female in the van riding around playing acoustic, kicking off the shows during the pandemic.
They had a song together.
They've written a bunch together over the years. I don't think they ever put one out, but the day that Dick Down in Dallas, like its first viral moment, it was one of our events, which very grateful for. And I had Trey on. It was Trey on stage with Ella, Joy Beth Taylor, who's phenomenal
Amazing
writer. Yeah,
she wrote one of my songs.
Oh no shit!
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Red Dirt, Green Grass, Blue
Hell
Sky.
Yeah, JB's awesome, and then Alex Maxwell, who's another good buddy. Yeah. And you see one of the best parts of that initial video is I think Ella and JB were maybe 21 at the time, and
I love
them screaming "butt fucked in Boston" like they got their hands.
Literally.
You see these tiny little girls with their hands in the air singing along as Trey's playing it at the writers' round. It was freaking.
I saw him
awesome.
at Sony one time, and he probably don't even know me or remember me, but I was like, damn, he's like really tall.
He's tall. Yeah, he's a tall dude. He's a tall
Yeah.
dude that is a party. So, but yeah, I got to experience a lot of the SEC towns, like you talk about those college football Saturdays,
A
and
lot of my guy friends that are in bands, they live over in like Tuscaloosa, and they play a lot of shows there.
because Alabama's got a ton of music too. So you talked about Gadsden. Where are some other spots over the state line?
We played in Opp, Alabama, which is south. Gadsden. We've played at like some moose and elk lodges. Like when we
Hey,
first
wherever the
started.
gigs can come,
Hey,
honestly.
you know, and you meet people that stay with you forever because they're invested.
Yeah, seriously, like the people that you meet at the small Mexican restaurant, the small
Literally.
barbecue joint.
Piedmont, Alabama.
Yeah, I've been through Piedmont.
It's
yeah.
beautiful, but I spent a lot of time in Alabama, and people try to give me $100. They're like, say Roll Tide. So I'm like, just keep your $100, you know.
That's awesome.
Or Busties now.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, what do we got now, kind of on the horizon? Because we still got the smoke of the viral moment and all of that
Yeah.
going. But what do we got, kind of cooking in the kitchen right now?
So a big thing that I've been seeing. So I posted kind of a follow up to Leave Inside of You, like an acoustic little thing.
Yeah,
I slowed it down and I dropped it down a little bit. It has over 2 million views of people
Wow.
saying, we want this acoustic, but do not delete the other one. And I'm like, I talked to Jim and I'm like, I think that's what we're going to record tomorrow.
sick.
So I think we're going to put out like a really moody ass, you know, soulful, rip your heart out version of Leave Inside of You. And Southern Side of Sweet is kind of our little clapback from the, you know, I'm from the South. It's coming out August 15th. So what
Awesome.
is that, 2 weeks or so?
Yeah.
So y'all check it out and let me know if you can understand me. You know, that's kind of the biggest thing. I've had people guessing. They're like, White Steeple Church, what about a cracker and communion? And I'm like, I'm not telling you because then you won't listen to it, you know?
No, because you gotta get it, and I feel like you do such a good job of talking about where you come from, and
Thank
there's
you.
small towns, not just in the South, but all over the country that can relate to what you're singing
And I
about.
found them, and I would have never found these people. Think about it, 135 million people. I would have never broke through that audience if I didn't have some sort of viral moment like this, and it's hard to get one that's good, but it turns usually into good, you know what I mean? So I just found these beautiful babies, mamas, whoever's posting their husbands. They're like, I wish she would shut up. She keeps singing this song, you know, and they're recording it. And she's like, 5th time today, you know, and I'm like, I love y'all. So anybody that's been that person, thank you, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's been the coolest thing that you've gotten to experience now post that song coming out, interaction with a fan or a listener at a show or a follower?
So I actually had this one girl reach out on TikTok, like sent me a long message, and it was during like the brunt of that viral moment where it was kind of a, we hate this or we absolutely are in love with this moment. And you know, I've never been through this before. I don't know what to expect. She sent me a long message and she's like, I just want you to know that, you know, this song has helped me so much in A, B, and C, you know, ways. And like, you've got to keep putting music out. Like, please do not stop. Don't let this deter you. That was kind of that starting point, and then more came after that. So I don't know. It just kind of, I was like, oh, you know what? We're on the right track.
That's awesome. What's something that you would tell that girl that where you start really going in on music full time, and think about like the struggles that would be coming? But what's something you would tell that girl now, looking back at 29 years old, being 25? Like,
I'm going to tell you what I would tell her.
yeah, what would you tell her?
When that crusty, dusty man breaks your heart, honey, and you feel like your world is falling apart, keep writing those songs. Because at the time, people might make fun of you and say all she's writing is heartbreak or she can't get over so-and-so. Baby, turn it into ammo. Keep doing what you're doing. Because guess what? Who can't escape the song now? But really, turn those life experiences that you're going through in your 20s where it's tough and you're figuring it out, friends, people, boys, family, put it on the paper. Because you have to live it to write it. That's the way I feel,
Yeah.
at least. So
Yeah, that's important stuff, and it's like you don't need to pay for. Some people still pay and do therapy, but if you're a songwriter, just write it out.
oh, it'll get you through it. I mean, and listening to the music will get you through it for me at least. And,
Yeah, that's important.
that's what
stuff.
I would say.
That's awesome. Well,
Dusty
I think
Crusty.
Dusty Crusty. That's good. Dusty Crusty. Ashley Brooks, 2025. I love it. That's awesome. What's that? How important is that music note tattoo to you? I just saw you pop that up.
So I actually got this with my band at the time. We were coming home from a gig in Jacksonville, Florida. And, you know, I've never been out on the road before. And we had this rundown little van. Like, we had to duct tape the side of it.
Y'all were
home.
in it. I love a duct tape van.
In it.
Yeah.
My dad about quit that weekend. He said, this is not for me. I'm 60 years old. Come on. Anyway. So we all got this tattooed on our wrist. And it was just kind of like that free moment. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to get a tattoo, but I'm going to get it with my band on the road. And it's with me forever. And I got this one in Nashville. They just did Joe Diffie's wife the night before. God is within her, she cannot fail. So music, God, those are the most important things to me besides like my family. So I feel like it goes well. Good balance.
Yeah, and I feel like you're a believer and you follow. There's a master plan out there, and I feel like lately it's the man upstairs has kind of helped guide you through this door of like keep going, keep doing this.
Even though this has happened, look what I kid you not, when I went through this, you know, terrible little time in my life with love, Jim Catino messaged me. And I'm like, why do these pieces fall in place like this? And for me, I thank him.
Yeah.
That's it. And I just keep thanking him, and things keep happening. And you can't forget to thank him. If you're not religious, you know, that's fine. But for me, that's what works.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. It's good things happen to good people, and hard work doesn't go unrecognized.
Yeah.
And no matter how deep in the shit you get, there's always a way out of it. And there's always something on the other side.
Always.
So
always,
important,
always.
and that's very important to know with the world that you're living in doing this music thing, because it's a grind. Now, how has it been trying to work your way out of healthcare to pivot to doing this full time, which I commend you for doing what you do and doing all of that stuff, but also finding the time to be as into the music stuff as you've been able to be while also working a full-time career. Well, that's a grind too. Healthcare ain't easy.
It's not.
That's a damn grind.
I feel like I'm like this. You know, I have my healthcare family that I love and adore. Like, my team is amazing, so I do virtual telehealth, and I manage programs that we put out in all hospitals in Georgia, and I love it. Yeah. And then I have, hey, we need you up in Nashville. I get it. Hey, we need you to post content. I get it. And you know what? We're making both things work right now until this one gets so heavy that it needs me 100%. You know, I'm just going to keep trying to grind it out. Pay the bills, baby.
Yeah.
But I love them both so much. But music, you know, will always be here. So anyway, I'll work as long as I have to.
Yeah, and
as long as I can, really.
Yeah, and along the sides of like telehealth and mental health and how important that stuff is, your music is that for people. And music has been that for you personally going through shit.
For sure.
So it's like you're still in helping people's medical health, like giving them that therapy and that thing to listen to. As a songwriter, you're doing that just as much, or as an artist, I should say. As a songwriter, you're kind of creating it, but as the artist, you're taking that song and you're the vessel for it.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, I've rolled out programs for behavioral health at Piedmont, and then I've rolled out Leaving Side of You that could have actually has been. People have told me, so that's a great way to look at it, you know, either way.
Yeah, I'm feeling very philosophical today. It's gonna be a good day because it's early. Like
I'm gonna pop it. I'm gonna
no.
Years.
Yeah, no. Hey, and congrats on the 5 years. Like I told you, I hit 9. We just always put the can there.
No,
so,
I love it.
We'll send Cameron home with him.
Yes, I'll bring it back to my dad.
Yeah, bring him back to your dad.
Asleep on the couch.
Oh, that'll wake him right up. That's got 50 milligrams of caffeine in it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, they're little firecrackers.
Where's the rest?
Those Surfside green teas. We'll get him going. So
love it.
So we have some tour dates coming up.
Yes, don't ask me where and when, because Lord knows.
Let me see if let me check this phone here.
AshleyBrooksMusic.com has it all.
Let's see, where is AshleyBrooksMusic.com gonna take us? Let's see.
I know we have that Mark Chestnut show. We have a couple of Alabama shows. We're playing in Cartersville this coming Saturday.
You've had a bunch. You've gotten to do Clay Walker this year.
He is phenomenal.
Yeah, he's an absolute legend.
His pitch live is perfection.
What was the Cinco de Mayo show at the Viva Pancho in Canton,
Liddy.
Georgia like? What is
That's my hometown.
Yeah, so what is playing the hometown Mexican restaurant on Cinco de Mayo like? Because that has to be a damn party.
That is called, it is 1 a.m. Get your asses in the truck and we're going home. You don't need those tacos or those margaritas. You've already had 12. Let's go.
I bet that gig was a damn ball.
Always. That's my people. That's where I started singing karaoke. Those are my people.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I see Cumming, Georgia on there. A lot of Cartersville. Yeah, you don't stop, girl.
We stay busy. We're trying.
Go and go and go. Chestnut Station in Gadsden. I've been through there.
Love that bar. We played there on New Year's. Holy hell.
Yeah.
It was like a dress-up thing, but we all cleared the biggest amount of money we've ever cleared ever.
Oh, they go hard out there. Jeep Fest, that'll be sick. August 28th.
Yeah, come on.
Mark Chestnut, August 23rd. Silver Saloon in October. Oh, and then Calvert. Yeah, you got a full schedule for where you're at right now.
I'm happy.
There's no booking agent right now, right?
It's all me and Mama. That's
good.
it. And
Shout out to Mama.
My band, they try to help, get gigs. Yep. Shout out to my mom, Wanda Brooks.
That's awesome. Silver Saloon, October 17th. That's going to be a ball.
And I've had people on TikTok say, like, are you coming to Texas? And I've never been coming to Texas. I'm coming to Texas. And they're like, we're getting tickets. So I just feel like it's a whole new era and a whole new chapter, hopefully, opening up for me and the guys. And, we'll just see what happens with it. Keep doing it.
Absolutely. Keep doing it. Freaking man. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming on here and hanging out. Excited for what's to come for you musically. Excited to hear about how Texas goes for you. You got to tell the Garcias I said hello.
I will.
I've had late nights at Red Door with them when they've been out here in town.
I love
so
it.
they're a good time and they're very good at what they do. So you're gonna have an absolute ball out there. Y'all be sure to check out our girl Ashley Brooks. Check out ashleybrooksmusic.com. Give her a follow. Be one of the millions of people watching these videos on TikTok. Get out there and check it out. And seriously, get to a show, go see her in the band, and the music will do something for you like it has for so many. So appreciate you so much for coming on. Shout out to our friends from Surfside, vodka lemonade, vodka iced tea, vodka green tea, no bubbles, no troubles. It is, in fact, sunshine in a can. You can go check them out. They're everywhere, all over the damn world right now. And for more on us, visit raisedrowdy.com. For my girl Ashley, I'm Matt Burrill. This has been Outside the Round.